Real estate coaching. There are hundreds of real estate coaches across the United States, and I do mean hundreds. You know, like everything else, there's good ones and bad ones, and there's a whole lot of organizations that actually hire people who have never sold real estate to pay the clients who pay them to coach them. It boggles my mind. So I'm going to share a few things with you on this video. First off, this statistic is held true for all 25 years that I've sold real estate. Within 2 or 3 years, 70 to 80% of the newly licensed agents will no longer be in business. 70 to 80% of the realtors are going to be out of business, no longer selling real estate within 2 or 3 years. Why is that? Well, I'm going to share with you why I think it is, and I'm pretty confident. These are all the things that you need to eventually learn to become a successful realtor. Now, you don't need all of these things at once. What you need immediately are listings and sales. So what I'm going to tell you is you got to focus first off on the first three: prospecting, lead follow-up, and your listing presentation. Of course, all these other things you're going to need to learn, and you will become an expert on those. But if you try and learn them all at once, or you got a coach that's trying to teach you to do too many things, you won't be in business to learn those things. You need prospecting, lead follow-up, and listing presentation. I have to share with you a box one of my coaching clients sent to me last week, and this is from a previous coach that he paid. I won't mention the company or the name, but I've seen other boxes from other coaching organizations and the massive amount of information that they send. This had 24 CDs. It had a book with over 200 pages and a workbook with over 100 pages. It's just way too much information. You need to focus on what's going to generate revenue for you right now. That's what you need to focus on. And what you're going to get with my system is a proven system, one that I've used for 9 years, and a plan of action. And all these other skills you will learn over time. They are important, but like I said earlier, you're not going to need those if you're not in business. So the first thing you need to do is generate some business. Now, conventional real estate marketing from most of the other coaches, most managers, and most of the books include these things: cold phone calling, cold door knocking, a massive amount of real estate mailings, and I mean massive, they call it farming, and then calling your sphere of influence 2 or 3 times, sometimes 4 times a year, begging for business. I don't believe in any of that. I did that because I learned the conventional way, and I did use those things. But here's what happens. Gallup does a poll every year, and they rank these industries in a high trust level of the people in these industries. You may or may not be able to read it, but at the top are nurses, pharmacists, and medical doctors. And that kind of makes sense. And at the very bottom, lobbyists, members of Congress, and telemarketers. Now, where that arrow falls, that's where realtors are. And it's a 20% high trust level. In the last 3 years, we've been right there, 19 or 20% high trust level in the real estate industry. And we're actually below lawyers. Below lawyers. It's the wrong place to be. Here's another article. It's from the LA Times, and it says some 67.5% of the public polled do not trust realtors. 67.5%. We need to stop irritating our prospects. Stop the cold phone calling, stop the door knocking, stop the massive amount of mailings. There's a much better way, and I'm going to teach that to you in my coaching system. My system is based on these 2 concepts. First off, the public does not trust realtors. Now, a lot of realtors get really upset when I say that, but statistics show that's a fact. And then secondly, you're going to prospect every day. You're not going to do cold phone calling and cold door knocking. I'll teach you a unique way to prospect, and you have to prospect to get business. The 2 books I coach out of are these books right here. First is The One Thing by Gary Keller. It is a phenomenal book. You can get that on Amazon. Gary is one of the co-founders of Keller Williams. Now, The One Thing is not a real estate book. What it teaches is focus and the importance of focus. That's what realtors need to learn. You don't need to learn all those things. You need to learn how to focus on how to get business. Gary's book will teach you how to focus. And then a book that I wrote, it's called A Revolution in Real Estate Sales. Wrote that about 2 years ago. It's been a #1 bestseller on Amazon. That's the 2 books that I coach out of. Unlike the other coaches across the country that I'm aware of, at least, I don't charge you monthly. I have a one-time fee. You pay me one time, I coach you for 4 weeks, and you're going to have a proven system and a plan of action. You might say, well, Jim, who are you and why would I want to hire you as a coach? Here's my background. I've been an active licensed realtor in Ohio and Kentucky since 1993. Numerous years I was the top agent in sales in my county, quite often the top agent in my office. In the last 4 years, I've listed dozens of homes over $1 million, which is unique because in my first 21 years, I didn't list any homes over $1 million. But because of this system, I started focusing on luxury homes. I have a degree in business management from Northern Kentucky University, and I no longer sell real estate at all. I strictly coach. So I don't suggest you pay an organization like so many who you're going to be talking to a gentleman or a lady who has never sold real estate. I can't imagine learning from somebody. Yeah, I understand they're coaching from a system, but you want to talk to somebody who has successfully sold real estate. When you work with me, you're only going to talk to me. You're not going to talk to my assistant. I'm not going to hire other trainers. It's called a revolution in real estate coaching. I would love to meet with you guys. Now, I did also create a website. If you don't feel like paying for coaching, but you want to learn some of my system, feel free to go to a revolutioninrealestate.com. I've got quite a few free training videos on there, and I also have my phone number and my email. I'd love to talk to you. My coaching is completely different than the other systems. I focus on revenue generating information immediately right up front, and you're only going to pay me a one-time fee. Jim McCord, 859-866-2354. Love to hear from you. You guys have a great day.